Yo guys, this is Luke, and this is my desk setup 1.0. Now, as with anything, I like to keep things clean and minimal and to the point, and this desk is no exception. So you'll notice that I try to keep cables off the desk. Starting out with the desk, this is the Jimenez wood desk by IKEA. Now, unfortunately, they don't make this exact color combination anymore, but they do have desks in other ones, and I'll leave the link in the description below. What I really like about this specific desk is how versatile it is. It's got a cabinet section on the left and two full-size drawers on the right, and this gives me a lot of storage space that I can put things in and not have to worry about putting them on the desk. Now, I do wish the desk was just a bit taller off the ground, but that's pretty easily fixed with a riser. The desk also has a spot underneath the surface for a power strip and cable management, and its surface is pretty big, which makes having multiple devices on the desk really easy. Now, unfortunately, this desk is pretty expensive, coming in at around $300, but if you can find one secondhand like I did, they make for a really great first setup. Like most IKEA furniture, you will have to assemble this, but if you're patient, this really isn't that big of a deal. All in all, I'm super happy with this desk and 100% recommend it to anyone willing to struggle with some instructions for a while. Now, moving on to the monitor, this is the HP 23XW. Now, I got this about 4 years ago on sale for around $120, and while it's not incredibly fancy, it gets the job done just fine. It's a 1080p panel that still looks amazing, the colors are accurate, and the overall design just screams premium. Now, unfortunately, this isn't a high refresh rate monitor, so if you're looking to be doing a lot of high intensity games, then this might not be for you. I mainly picked it up because of its modern design, size, and the fact that it matched the white and black aesthetic that I have going on. Now, I'm not sure they make this exact panel anymore, but there are some very similar ones which I will link in the description below. From there, let's talk about the keyboard. Now, for the longest time, I used an older generation Apple keyboard paired with my PC. I used it because of the small form factor and the tactile-ish feeling switches, but as of this year, I have finally made the move to mechanical keyboards, and the one I'm using right now is the And Pro 2. During my search, I really wanted a keyboard that was Bluetooth, had RGB, and was pretty small, and the And Pro 2 fit all of those requirements. It's a 60% keyboard, which means it's missing the arrow keys and a few extra ones such as the page up and down, but where the And Pro 2 lacks in keys, it makes up for in software. The included OpenSlab software makes for a very easy to customize macros. It has a very cool tap feature which I haven't seen in any keyboard like it. Essentially lets you use the FN keys and the shift on the right side of the keyboard as arrow keys. This makes it really easy to switch from a normal or even 10 keyless keyboard, and it's one of the main reasons I got this board. Now, other than that, the board is made of a white plastic that doesn't feel too cheap, and it comes with PBT double shot keycaps and comes in a variety of different switch flavors to choose from. The ones I chose were the Gatoron Browns because they were a bit cheaper than the Cherry MX alternatives, but they have those as well if you'd like them. Now, do keep in mind the different switches do seem to have an effect on the price. Here is a quick sound test of the Gatoron Browns which I chose. All in all, I really like the keyboard, but there are definitely other ones out there with similar feature sets. In fact, if you want to see more keyboard related videos, I'm thinking of making a comparison between the Keychron K2 and the And Pro 2. If that's a video you want to see, make sure to let me know down in the comments below. So with any good desk setup, you're going to need some good audio, and for that I have the iLoud micro monitors. Now, apart from the poor name choice, there is nothing bad about these speakers. In fact, they're actually pretty amazing. Now, I do have to shout out JD Prevost and Jonathan Morrison for putting me onto these because they seriously changed the game. They are technically studio monitors, which means the response rate is very flat, and these are incredibly good for editing audio. As a content creator, I'm constantly tuning my videos, and the micro monitors make the editing process a breeze. In addition to that, they also sound absolutely incredible. Before this, I had a typical stereo speaker setup with a sub, but since switching to these, I can confidently say that there is no need for a sub. The absolute sheer power of bass coming out of these speakers is insane for such a small speaker. That, coupled with the professionally balanced mids and highs, make the micro monitors just great overall for editing or just plain listening. Seriously, if you're looking to upgrade your audio, this is the way to go. Now, do keep in mind they come in at around $300, but that's still a steal compared that they are professionally studio grade monitors. So if you have been following along with the channel, you will have noticed my PC in the background of several of my videos. Right now I'm running an older build, but it's still great for gaming and general multimedia use. The case I'm using is the NZXT H500i, and I decided to go with this one over the newer H510i because of the multiple USB-A ports on the front panel. I really love the white and black aesthetic of the case, and it just makes for an overall really streamlined design. Now inside I'm running an Intel 4th Gen, yes I know it's old, 4700 CPU with 16GB of G-Skill RAM, a GTX 960 overclocked edition, and an Asus Z97 Pro motherboard. Yes, this rig is pretty old, but for right now it gets the job done just fine, and games run just smoothly at 1080p 60, so I don't need anything better. Also, I didn't feel like shelling out for an AIO or water-cooled CPU cooler, so I decided to go with this low-profile Cooler Master CPU. It has several RGB modes, and it kind of looks like a UFO, which is also pretty cool. Yes, I would like to upgrade this in the future, but I have little time for games nowadays, so I think I'll stick with upgrading the camera gear. In terms of desk gadgets, I have two main ones that I use on a daily basis. The first is this Mario 3 Pixel LED from Pixel Pals that you have probably seen in several of my videos. Honestly, Super Mario Bros. 3 was my favorite game growing up, so having this gives my setup a nostalgic vibe. It's powered by two AAA batteries, and it's just a really cool desk gadget in general. Now along the lines of retro gaming and pixel art is this, the Divum Ditto. A while back I did a video on the Divum Timebox, which if you haven't seen, make sure to check out, but basically Divum recently came out with a Ditto, and it has the same feature set as the Timebox Evo, but in a cool old school form factor that looks like a computer. It's got an actual Cherry MX Blue switches and a joystick to move around the menus. Now I won't talk too much about it as there is a dedicated video coming in the future for this, but I definitely think it's really cool and a must-have for any retro gaming enthusiast. Finally, that brings us to my favorite part of the desk, which is the lighting. Now obviously you will notice a few new things, mainly the wall-mounted hexagon lights that are behind me. These are the Yescom RGB Wi-Fi Smart LED lights. Boy, that's a name. These are an affordable alternative to the Aurora leaf panels and were recommended by Random Frank P. Basically, they are modular hexagonal LEDs that have a wide variety of different color modes. Once you connect them with your phone, you can change the color and even create your own lighting patterns. They are made from a pretty cheap plastic, and I will admit they are a bit finicky in terms of the connection, but once they're all set up, they work and look like a charm. Now I really like how they look, and for around $60 for 6, they can really spruce up your desk setup. If you're looking for a cheap and cool alternative to the Aurora leaf panels, then these are a no-brainer. For the other lights, I have a cheap LED light strip that's actually meant for a TV. I don't remember the specific version, but I will link it in below. The reason I went with these was because it had a dedicated 3-button switch that I could easily change the color and turn off when needed. It also connects to your phone via its dedicated app, and this allows you to have full control over the RGB range. Now over in the lamp, I have a Yeelight color LED light bulb that is pretty sweet. Like the other lights, you can connect it to the Yeelight app, and this gives you control over the scenery modes, and it's fully Alexa and Google Home integrated. It's great for setting up different lighting scenarios, although I find that it's not the best at giving you a bright but warm look. Now don't get me wrong, it can simulate an incandescent bulb, but at a much lower input. Overall, it's a solid light, and if you're looking for a Wi-Fi enabled light with no need for a base station, then the Yeelight LED 2 will do the trick. Alright, well that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Let me know if there's anything else that I should add to my desk setup, or if you want to see another video like this in the future. If you want to see more behind the scenes episodes on how I make tech videos in general, make sure to let me know down in the comments below. Lastly, if you liked this video, you know what to do. If you didn't, well, too bad. Anything else you'd like me to know, make sure to drop it in the comments below. And as always, until next time, peace.